So last night was a low of 1 and tonight's low is 13. Tomorrow night it's supposed to be 16. Just take a little time and take a look around, and it never disappoints. Just past a family. There must have been six kids, 3 adults. They were having a great time, but I'm glad they're on their way out, not on the way in. No offense meant, but you know what I mean. Finer than frogs here. Absolutely fantastic day. I swear I can see the colors changing as I'm paddling. That's my heroic pose. Horsetails. Some warm weather. Push through today, tomorrow. I also got the weather report. That's true. 500 meters, I got a waterfall. That's nice. I just met a lovely group of people from Saskatchewan. They're down and they're just enjoying this beautiful weather we had. Discouraging words about the creek I was taking, so we'll figure that out as we go. It looks like it's going to be a mud pole. Hope not, because it's about 3 kilometers, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's from a forest fire, 2016. Since the fire cleared it all out, it shows it all interlocked, and they call it paving. So maybe I'll zoom in. He's probably, oh, there he goes. Looking for Mom. Great. Not really what I wanted to do was. I like bears, but I don't like bears. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Barron? Really, you know what I mean? So, he's there. Our portage is there. I can hear Mama banging around in there. She sounds like a bear. Well, c'est la vie. Portage here that actually goes to 2 different places, so that's where we're heading now. If I can get over these rocks. Biggest paddle of the day. Yep. But at least there's a waterfall, so that's cool. See the massive logs in there? That's crazy. Haven't seen logs like that since my grandmother made those bran muffins. See how it's in layers, but it turns and rolls. And look at that. Is that awesome? It like rolled here on itself, up and over and turned, and then back into itself again. It's like a giant tree. Four o'clock. I have everything all set up. Been here for a while. I just started boiling water. I had to go get some wood. It was kind of picked over. There's a couple of little twigs and things like that, so I went and processed some more wood there from across the creek. This is my campsite. Sunrise, sunset, which is nice to have. I think that's going to make it a nice morning. I have in the distance, you can hear the water running. That's my portage. It's probably 100 feet around that corner. I'm just, as I said, boiling some water here. I'm gonna make some soup and some drinking water. Tons of people out today. I saw 20 kids. Not the parents and the kids that I saw, but after that, there was two guides, a male and a female, that are working together, and then they had like probably 10 boys and 10 girls, and them in for 3 days, and then taking them out. And well, it looks like they have their hands full. A lot of the kids were very nice and polite, and they're like doing teamwork and stuff like that. You know, two paddlers and one sitting in the middle being Bob. Breaking camp down right now. I was up about 7. It was a beautiful night last night. The full moon's actually on the 6th, and I think today's the 4th. It was so bright you could probably read a map. I had a nice little fire last night. The little lake's nice, calm. Had a beaver. He was not happy last night. He was slapping his tail right in front of my tent. I think he wanted to come up here and do some harvesting. But, oh well. He can do it tomorrow. 2 full canoes came by here, 4 guys. They were double portaging back there, so it took them a while. It was about, I think it was 7 o'clock, and about 20 after 7 it starts getting pretty dark, like headlamps. You should be in camp, and they're looking for a camp spot. I offered them this one. They were really cordial, and they said no, they're going to keep looking. I explained to them that there was a portage was just around the corner, and at the end of that there was an emergency camp, and then a campsite. Nice bunch of guys. They were in good spirits, but yeah, I guess they miscalculated on their booking. But these things happen. Just absolutely gorgeous with the sun coming off of it. These are my moments. I don't think there's enough videos with people screwing up in them and being honest. So I'm on this beautiful lake, which is fantastic. I just did a 750 meter portage, which was pretty tricky, but it was enjoyable. And the great thing is, I am here, which is just one small portage away from my campsite. Unfortunately, I was supposed to be here and going down here. To err is human, to forgive is godliness. Boy, I need some godliness. I really want to get those Barron Creek done today. It's the reason I came. Gorgeous here. Absolutely a must to go see. It's about 11 o'clock, so I was going to have a little sit down. I'm going to make some berry tea biscuits, having a coffee, and just enjoying everyone coming up and talking about how horrible the 450-meter portage was. First ones are always the brutal ones. It's a water snake. Do you see him? Food, coffee, and canoeing. My 3 loves. For the skeptics about my cooking, I just made biscuit with dehydrated strawberries and banana, and it's probably the most delicious thing I've ever had in my entire life. This is my portage. Cork Lake, my refuge for tonight. I think the campsite's just up here on the left. 2,700-meter portage, almost straight up. I thought that one portage from hell going to Bug Lake was bad. This one's just as steep. So I was supposed to stay on Cork Lake tonight if I had booked it, but I booked Lay Lake. Do it after 4,000 meters of portaging. You should do a 2,700-meter portage. So it's 4:30 now. I figure an hour to get through this, and then set up camp, clean up, have some dinner, and I won't even have a fire tonight. I think I'm just going to collapse. I think that's the best bet for tonight. So that's where we are, and that's what we're doing. Wish me luck. The canoe's not getting any lighter. It's not the canoe, it's just me being tired. Can't blame the canoe. I love that canoe. If I had anything left in the tank, I left it back there. Boy, it's been a long day. So I'm into a swamp. I got to paddle to the end of this. At least it's a small lake. So I'll paddle to the end of it, set up camp. Oh, I look like death. Oh, fantastic night's sleep. Definitely deserved a good night's sleep. Had a nice little fire. I have some firewood left over for the next people that come here, which is good. In the fall, fantastic. Spring, probably really good. But it's all swamp right here. And it's this campsite and a campsite right there. You share the Thunderbox. Yeah, I think this campsite's right in its prime time. That's a long way down. Every time I just keep saying, oh, that's the hardest portage I've ever done. And I find another one and another one. This was easy for me because I was on the giving end, not the receiving end. But wow, those people heading up to that lake really picked a hard portage coming from here. What would a camping trip be without a little bit of wind? So we're supposed to be getting some rain tomorrow afternoon. I just battened down the hatches just in case. Clouds are starting to look a little heavier. I think this is just the leading edge. The wind's going the right way for us, so we can pack up early It's not that much. I'm not having a fire tonight here. I'm boiling some water now just in case we do get a little bit of rain. At least I can do a cold soak for my food. And tent set up in the corner right on a cliff because it was the best spot for it. This island's been picked through pretty good, so there's not much firewood, so hopefully it doesn't get burned. I'm looking rough. It's been an absolutely gorgeous week. Gorgeous. Just sitting back watching the sunrise. Camp this close to the edge.